I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister elected president.
Good morning and welcome to Open Conversation on Atlantic Television Network. Open Conversation is the network's flagship political platform through which trending political news, events and stories are discussed with stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impact to the society. Today on Open Conversation, we look at the stories. First, Rivers State, Wike government clash over stadium access. And Wike inaugurates 345 coordinators for Renewed Hope ambassadors. In Abia State, OT ex-governors clash over 2027. And then on to Kano State, where APC downplays Kwakwansiya's strength ahead of 2027. On PDP crisis, Turaki faction dismisses a Bador court ruling as academic. And still on party crisis, INEC recognizes Nenadi Osman's Labour Party leadership. Ahead of 2027, ADC accuses Senate of delaying electoral reforms. And Nigeria rally behind Niger State Governor Bago's single tenure proposal. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news, events, coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. On Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. You can also watch us on Avo TV, Niger TV, and Ifastech TV platform. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. And on X, Atlantic TV Net. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister elected president.
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need is not about the content. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On ATN.
people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister elected
I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which I
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the country. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence
to condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister elected
I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Air this morning is a regular on Open Air. He is also a political analyst. He is Ugochukwu Ifeanyichukwu. Good morning, Ugochukwu, and welcome, and happy new month.
You're taking the words off my mouth. Laurentia, happy new month. Happy new month to the people of River State, Port Harcourt, all the followers and admirers of ATN all over the world. Happy new month. January, that is never unending, has finally ended. And also, Laurentia, happy Sunday. We are here to talk River State, talk Nigeria for a better repositioning of Nigeria, especially this year that is the eve of an election.
All right, very well. And then moving on to the story. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has accused the River State government of denying him and his political associates access to the Yakubu Gowon Stadium, Port Harcourt, alleging deliberate exclusion from the use of public facilities. Wike made the claim on Friday while addressing supporters at the inauguration of the senatorial district and local government coordinators of Renewed Hope Ambassadors, a pro-President Bola Tinubu coalition held at the River State Polytechnic. According to Wike, an application to use the state-owned stadium for the event was rejected by the government, a move he described as unacceptable. The former Rivers governor warned that any future denial of access to public facilities would be resisted, insisting that no individual or administration has the right to bar indigents from using state assets. His remarks came amid lingering political tension between him and his successor, Governor Similaye Fubara. However, the Rivers State government has strongly denied the allegation, describing it as false and misleading. Officials said the Yakubu Gowon Stadium is currently undergoing reconstruction and is unsafe for public use. Speaking after an inspection of the facility, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Information and Communications, Dr. Ono Sirawu, explained that ongoing work at the stadium makes it unsuitable for gatherings, urging political actors to prioritize public safety over partisan interests. The government also maintained that no formal application for the use of the stadium was received. The Commissioner for Sports and Attorney General, Christopher Green, said the ministry was never approached, adding that the alternative venue used for inauguration, the River State Polytechnic, is itself a state-owned facility. Site engineers further warned that heavy human traffic could damage installations at the stadium, reinforcing the government's position that access was not denied, but restricted due to safety concerns. Okay, before I get down to some of the questions,
Yes.
and well, Ifeanyichukwu, what do you make of this?
Laurentia, when this news broke, I listened to the FCT minister. I watched live
Yes.
on Friday because I got the wind of the program, so I found my way watching online through one of the national television stations. Then I equally watched Christopher Green, who doubles as the Commissioner for Sports and the Attorney General of River State, or they said he's the Coordinating Minister of Sports. and Attorney General of the state. So,
Minister of Sports.
Commissioner for Sports.
All right.
And the Attorney General of the state, Christopher Green. Is Laurentia, I got so confused about this whole issue. You've known my stand all this while, and those who watches us, I am an admirer of Mr. FCT Minister. And in as much as I got confused along the line, because when I also listened to the government of Rivers State debunking that allegation through one of the commissioners I've mentioned, and also I listened to the contractor or site engineer there and the permanent secretary, Minister of Sports, listened to them, and them getting their own feeds, and also they were giving live feeds from the stadium, the construction going on and all that. Laurentia, it's really something that came with a very serious mixed feelings. One, I wouldn't want the state to be overheated because of politics, and for Mr. FCT Minister also to go live, on a public function, knowing the dangers of making such a statement and what it could, generate, the tension it could generate in the state between the faction of Mr. FCT Minister and that of the governor. I think he did not just go to he did not just go to public to make unfounded statement. I want to hold him on that, because Mr. FCT Minister will not go on air or make such a statement that is capable of plunging the state into crisis, political crisis. So then now listening to the other party, I got confused. But here, what I want to say is, Mr. FCT Minister would have not been so quick to make that statement in public, knowing the sensitivity of what it could cause among the rival supporters. Then, secondly, did he make that statement to score a cheap political gain? I doubt, because he who is already having the upper hand, in my view, has no need of making such a statement. To what gain? To what gain is what I ask, because I try to dissect and look in between the lines of the two parties, their statements. Then Mr. FCT Minister again, who made the statement, also should not put us, who are his followers and those who admire him and those who believe in his political ideology. He believes in his political ideology for us to go the way of the camp of the governor, Seminary Fubara, whose political followers and whose supporters does not have the locus to defend him in so many things he has done during this political logjam.
Right.
So Mr. FCT Minister should verify some of those things that will make us and some of his followers not to find a way to defend his stance. Because as it is now, what Mr. FCT Minister went public to say, we never heard that the government placed a ban or a fine or maybe a kind of fee for people to make use of government facilities or certain facilities in the state, which we saw FCT Minister did prior to the 2023 general elections. He gave some executive orders barring the use of public places and placing, not just that he restricted people or denied people access, but he said certain fees must be paid through social channel to raise revenue. So if we have not had that from the angle of the government, and the Mr. FCT Minister, went public on national television among an intense, in between an intense political atmosphere, saying that if we are denied access to this, we will take it by force. I mean, that is really troubling, Laurentia. It's
Right.
quite troubling, especially in this time and season of politics and what you have been suffering in Rivers State. He should know better, and his handlers and whoever has given him this this kind of information did not manage it well, because it is capable of degenerating into what we don't know, and the which Mr. City Minister will be capable of,
All right.
given what happened under his watch.
All right.
And he should have been guarded in making statements that saying that we should know this is government. We have a government in Rivers State. We have a governor in Rivers State. And we, as he is a citizen of Rivers State and a citizen of Nigeria, he should also lead his followers into following the right thing. He is always an apostle of doing what is right. Mr. City Minister is an apostle of doing what is right. And so far, he has led this political struggle through the right path, which is going through the courts. Even if such thing has happened, they will go through he knows the right channel to follow.
Now, he is saying that they made an application, because now I'm going to look into the nitty-gritty
Yes.
because we have the FCT minister's truth, because that's the way they usually put it.
Yes.
Down. We have the River State government's truth.
Debunking and their truth.
No, we have the FCT minister's camp, their truth. We have the River State government's truth, and then we have the truth itself.
Yes.
So now we are going to pick from both sides and analyze the issue.
Okay.
Because I believe that from what both sides have said, any smart person can deduce
what is in between.
Yes. Now, the FCT minister said an application was made. Now, when you were making your submission, you said that FCT minister in time past had put a fine.
Yes.
You know, when it comes to making use of certain public
Yes.
facilities in Rivers State
Yes.
prior to the 2023 elections.
Yes.
Now, when you make an application, the government will now tell you, if they approve, they now tell you what is required.
Yes.
So the issue of payment of a certain amount or not does not even come to play.
No, it
here.
did not arise. That's what I said.
So no, because we made allusion to that.
Yes.
So let's not deflect from the conversation, because if it was a case of, FCT minister comes out to say that we made an application and River State government
now told us
to pay so. Now we will now make reference to his own administration. Every administration can choose to function the way they want, like he did in his own time. But that is not the case here. The case is the denial of access to the stadium.
Yes.
Now, the FCT minister said they wrote an application and submitted to the government, that the government rejected it and access was denied. Now, Sir Ono Sirawu, permanent secretary, is coming out to say that there was no such application. That there was no such application received. Hold on to that.
Yes.
Now,
I'm following you.
the Commissioner for Sports and Attorney General came out to say that that venue was not okay because it was under construction. And then also said that River State Polytechnic that they are making use of is also state-owned. Now, the question would be, did the government give them River State Polytechnic as an alternative venue, or did the FCT minister go ahead to make use of that venue upon rejection? Now, let's now come to the site engineers, because now I'm holding on to the statement of the site engineers. The site engineers said that heavy human traffic will damage installations in the venue. And when they were saying that, they now said it is because of this reason that access was not denied but restricted.
Okay.
So now there is a restriction. They are making a defense for the government that access was not denied. However, it was restricted because of the fear that heavy human traffic will destroy installations. So one thing is on ground. That site is the stadium is under construction. Now, I'm not asking, another question would be, when did the construction start? Did the construction start after that application was made? or was the construction ongoing? Because it wouldn't make sense that the FCT minister will apply to use the stadium when it is currently under construction.
And when it had not started.
Now the question would be, was the application made before construction on that site started? Did the application trigger construction on that site?
I understand where you're going to.
Now, if FCT minister is saying we submitted application, the PAMSEC for communication is saying no application was received. The Commissioner for Sports is saying, oh, the stadium is under construction. However, they made use of the Polytechnic,
which is
a government site. The question is, did the government give them that Polytechnic as an alternative arrangement, or did they
based on their application?
Yes, based on the application. Yes. Now, if they are saying there was no application made, how come the site engineers are now saying that access was not denied
but restricted?
Underline that statement. Yes. So, which means the site engineers knew that there was an application to make use of that site. However, that making use of that site was denied for the reasons they stated. Are you looking at this whole
I've got
scenario?
All the...
So I'm just bringing out this. I need to analyze it.
You're always apt in bringing out the meat to the table. I want to start by letting you and the public understand what I said initially. I said that Mr. FCT Minister, who had, during his time, giving an executive order towards the effect of the usage of some certain facilities, especially government-owned facilities in Rivers State during his stay as the governor. That this time, hence the government of Seminary Fobara have not issued any executive order, neither have we had any announcement emanating from the government saying that there is a ban on the usage of public facilities for purpose of this and that also so fine or so levy has been leveled for anyone who is going to make use of such facility to pay, that there the governor's camp did not get it right. That is what I tried to say. I say in the case of, because I was trying to juxtapose the time of FCT minister and this one. I said that in the time of FCT minister, he made it clear there was a levy for you to make use of a public facility, and there was an executive order barring. I now say that if in this case we have not had, that is my point, we have not had that the governor or the government of Rivers State has placed a ban, neither we have had that there is a fine or a levy for such places to be made use of, which, peradventure, the person who is intending to did not meet the requirements. That is where I brought that in. I didn't say it to cast aspersions on what the policies of State City Minister when he was the governor. I didn't use it to cast aspersion. He has the right to make policies that
I didn't even insinuate that. What I was saying was that the focal point for conversation is not in the payment of fine or not. It doesn't even come into this conversation.
Because the government has not. Well,
because
not had
in the
anything.
first instance, the application, the Rivers that there was no formal application. Was the application then informal?
Yes.
There was no formal application. That's the thing.
Yes.
There was no
there a wind that social place wants to be used?
Yes.
Which is the informal.
Exactly. Probably.
Yes. There is insinuations.
Was it or was it a case of man no man? You understand? People within the same political class giving a call to.
I understand.
You understand? Like, okay, we are going to make use of this. That is the thing. Because FCT is alleging we applied.
Yes, I get you.
River State government is saying
the
commissioner for sports, because that stadium apparently is being used mainly for sports, right?
Yes.
Now the commissioner for sports is saying this application did not come to the commission.
Yes, I agree with you.
Now, the PAMSEC information is also saying that we did not receive any application to this. No, he even said that the stadium is under construction. Site engineers are saying that heavy human traffic would damage installations.
Yes.
Do you understand? So
Laurentia,
now, what is the truth in this?
Yes, Laurentia, to pick out all you have laid on the table. One, the communication gap. You see what we have been saying about the handlers of the governor and those his media team. You could see what is the need. In order, you know when you want to play a damage control, you have to be very careful. It's damage control that has led them into mobbling a lot of things together to contradict themselves. Because you see now, you have sat down here and read in between the line. You picked out what the commissioner said. You picked from the loopholes from where the permanent secretary communication contradicted the commissioner. You also now picked out the whole from where the site engineer. What is bringing the site engineer to talk about the government?
Into
that is damage control, which is now has captured, that have caught them on the foot. Do you get it now? This is where you are playing a damage control without taking into cognizance that people you are doing it, they are also people that are letters.
And secondly,
do you really pick it?
One will also say,
yes.
When, like I asked earlier, when did construction?
Yes, I'm coming to
construction
that.
Or renovation. When did the renovation start?
Yes.
Did they start before or after, or when they got wind of that particular?
You have heard what I said.
And if that was the case,
yes,
then why would the government not want to accept the application? Because I mean, there is construction ongoing, so you accept the public
and reply
and give an adequate response that
to it.
Unfortunately, you cannot make use of this venue because there is construction ongoing. However, we can give this alternate venue to the tune of so and so amount or no amount,
and they say,
because the governor is an APC governor.
And they say, Laurentia, again, to fuel that damage control mechanism they use that has backfired now, is when the commissioner alluded that even the facility they made use of still belong to the state government. That speaks volume of animosity, of acrimony, and the widening gap.
No, one would say maybe not. Maybe they are trying to make a point that
if they had denied this one, why would they allow this? But that is what I'm saying. That you want to play damage control in all those damage control that they want to do is to debunk the application. Have you picked that out? That is why, yes, because if you are not trying to play the devil's advocate in making sure that he rubbishes the claim of the other faction of having applied, you wouldn't have been making the allusion that even the facility they made use of still belong to the government. I don't know if it's very clear to you. So if there is no skeleton in your cupboard that you want to hide, or you still want to prove a point, because all those damage control they try to play smart on that Friday, I had people hailing them. It was smart to have debunked it, to have immediately not giving it a time to respond. But this response now, I have seen a lot of loopholes, a lot of insincerity, a lot of government, trying to play smart that didn't go well. They're saying that if there was no application, or you are not trying to cover something, you wouldn't have made allusion to the facility they used.
They made allusion to that.
That is what I'm saying.
In the defense.
In the defense.
No, I am now speaking.
Okay.
I'm playing the devil's advocate in the defense of Rivers State government. It's only fair that they make allusion to that because, I mean, the Rivers State Polytechnic is a state-owned facility, yes. And if they actually wanted to stop that program from holding, they will use military might to stop it. It is state-owned, so they can actually also deny them access. They might even start overnight construction on that facility as well.
So
and I'll tell you that you cannot access it.
Laurentia, so
they are now saying that. They are now saying that. Does it make sense that we will stop the FCT minister from and
we do not grant the application
from
for
using
this.
yes, and then allow them. If it was about stopping that program, then they won't also make use of the state polytechnic.
You won't by fiat say that they shouldn't make use of it, because recall when Nyesom Wike was in the state, before the politicking started, before the political campaigns, he made some executive orders, which people will now follow. You don't react by fiat.
Well, you say don't react by fiat.
No,
does the government need the assembly to approve?
No. You are saying that if, like what they have said, that if we had stopped them from this, why wouldn't we have stopped them from making use of this? You don't react. It's not reactionary. If it happens that way, it's reactionary. That means there's a vendetta. That's what I'm trying to.
You're also defending the River State government.
No, I'm not defending the River State.
There is no vendetta here.
No, I'm not defending the River State government. What I'm saying, listen to me carefully. I say that from the reactionary measure of the River State government,
okay,
alluding to if we indeed deny them this, we would have as well denied them this. I want them to read in between that. So what it means now is that the government is now reactionary. If they had, because you said that they could have also stopped them using the state might. That means if it happens that way, it will be reactionary, and it will be a clear vendetta. If the government has played through, we deny you access to this, and you're not going to this, then we are now stopping you from using this.
Also saying that the government making allusion to the use of River State Polytechnic is damage control.
Yes, it's damage control.
Damage control. Yes, when they are making you.
See, Laurentia, it's damage control because it's damage control to deny the reception of the application. Anyway. Because the bone of contention now is we applied.
It was denied.
We denied, and you say we didn't even receive. That's the damage control. All those rhetorics are bordering on debunking that the people who want to hold this event actually applied. Because that is what the FCT minister said that led into the defense of the government. Listen, the FCT minister and his camp said, we applied, and that is where he hinged
and the
his anger
was
rejected. So the onus now is, the burden of proof is mainly now on the camp of the FCT minister. Let us see the application, let us see the date of the application, and let us see the channel of sending.
And also the date of application.
The date of application.
And when renovation commenced.
God bless you.
And when renovations commenced on the stadium.
That is what I want the FCT ministers, a media team, and the hundreds of this renewed hope ambassadors family to do.
All right.
Let us see the date. Let us see hear the channel through which it was sent. Then the government will be put on their toes to play another damage control audio.
This also reminds me of what played out during the impeachment when the first impeachment process started. The governor denied receiving notice of impeachment. Unfortunately, the courier company
that delivered
that letter came out
with where it was endorsed,
gave feedback to the assembly and said that when they got to the gate, the government house gate, that they put a call across to government house, the government house security, put across, and they were told to reject the letter. And the courier company made their observations. They wrote it there clearly. And on this show, I published a picture of that.
The format
the form filled by the courier company and sent to the assembly. I published it here. Now, recall the this third impeachment again.
Yes.
The governor also denied
reception.
Yes, the governor's handlers and the governor as well denied receipt of impeachment notice. And then much later, much later during a public function, the governor now probably forgot that he had denied. Probably the governor forgot that he had forgotten
that he had denied the reception.
He now came out and said that he received the love letter from the assembly. Then after that, now went to court.
So, which is acknowledgement.
On what locus did you go to court asking the court to stop? So one would say, to a large extent, when I look at these precedents from Rivers State government,
the government side, yes,
you know, denying receipt of letters that were
emanating from those places.
Denying receipt of letters to them that they actually received, and there were proof that they received these letters. And with this what is going on now, it's still the same modus operandi, coming out to say, oh, we did not receive any formal application. How do we believe the Rivers State government that they did not receive any formal application
towards that event
for the use of the stadium in that event? How do we believe Rivers State government, considering that they have a penchant for denying receipts of letters?
Laurentia, it has gone back to what I said earlier. That is why I said the Mr. City Minister should be circumspect, because if he pushes us, some of his admirers and his supporters, to go to the line of, you know, being always caught off guard, as the camp of the governor has always been, in, you know, then before you go on air, you verify, so that those of us that are here will have the locals to speak, because you know that all this while, most of those who come to speak on behalf of the governor and his media team cannot even defend the governor, because there is nothing to defend. How can you defend the indefensible? In this particular scenario now, what is the need for a site engineer, perhaps not schooled about media, facing the camera and all that, and how to manipulate those things, and now the person has ended up shooting them in the foot? And from what I saw there, the clips that was played on national television behind the interview they granted, or the press jamborees that they did, in order to make sure they cast aspersions on what the FCT minister have said, is a very new. Those equipments were just brought in new. It was just scaffold. It was just that they said about 40 pipes were laid on the floor. So the pipes doing what? The pipes that have not been fully, put in their position and try to, lay it properly, and the construction. Okay, if the application have been made and the full construction have not started in full gear, and you said you are also part of the Mr. President must come back, was there no way to have made, if the crowd could make use of Le Chamade, and you're talking about a stadium, wouldn't there have been a way to have properly put those things in check for this event to take place? Or was there a deliberate...
One would say, to a large extent, if there is construction ongoing, there is no need to make use of. If we are to look at it from the point of safety,
the safety part of it
must be paramount. People have to be alive. There is no need.
The haste with which it was done.
No, if there is construction ongoing on that site, there is absolutely no need to hold that program there. But the question, like I asked earlier, is when did the construction start? At what point did the government receive that letter? Both formally, because now, the Commissioner for Sports said there was no formal application, which means there are two. We have formal
and non-formal.
Informal. So, whichever way. But now, still looking at it from the eyes of politics, core politics, party politics now. The River State governor is a member of the APC, and upon defection declared support for President Bola Tinubu. And not just that, he is also heavily hinging on the influence of President Bola Tinubu to survive
this
impeachment. No, not the River State issue has gone beyond political quagmire. It's a clear impeachment process now. He is now depending on heavily. The only person that can save the governor right now is president.
Mr. President.
Is the president, right? And he defected to APC, which gave him more inroads to assess the president for help. Now, don't forget that Professor Yewada had come out in time past to, support the governor. APC working committee, some members of APC working committee has even come to Rivers State. They've come to Rivers State, in solidarity visit
to the governor.
To the governor, and APC had, had some back and forth with the FCT minister over Rivers State crisis. And now, this is a core APC movement. This is a core Tinubu movement, all targeted at the president's re-election in 2027. Now, I'm trying to make it make sense to me how a governor who is desperately seeking for survival using the influence of the president will also not even be in attendance. Was he in attendance?
No, he was not.
Will not even be in attendance. Can't he put his
ego in check?
Not ego here. Can't he put the political
differences?
Because now, when it comes to politics, they say it's about interest.
Yes.
So when it comes to Bola Tinubu,
they have
the interest of the FCT
and the governor.
Yes, it aligns at this point.
So
one would expect that core politicians, when it comes to that, they may not talk to each other, they may not shock each other, but they will show presence.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So I'm looking at all these things, and how is it going to play out? Because I'm looking at core politics, and do you think there might be consequences? Though the president appears to be very forgiving when it comes to the Rivers State governor, who has enjoyed immense grace from the president. But how do you see this playing out in the coming days?
Laurentia, last week we had the secretary of APC National who has been blowing hot, who blew hot immediately Fubara defected and the impeachment notice served. He started blowing hot. So when he went home and found out that this is not an issue that you're going to use muzzle and aggression, and because you are secretary of this is pure politics, like you have said. So when he understood, and is he not the same person who went on national television to say that Mr. Chief Minister is not a pushover? He's the same person, and that they are now that they have to engage. They sure they have engaging him. Is he not the same person? So when you don't understand politics, when you think that some other people, like the House of Assembly, say that some people, what angered them, some people say they will call Mr. President to call them to stop. I came here and I said, on what ground? So when they now, APC, those members of the APC National Working Committee, spearheaded by, the national chairman have been very diplomatic in this case surrounding.
He wasn't diplomatic
initially, but now when he understood where the strength of Rivers State is, so he now subsided and started, playing the devil's advocate. But the secretary was all out. Calling out to Mr. City Minister, saying that if you are not a member, no whatever for you, no position for you and all that. But when they understood who is on ground, the truth must be told. Is the same person that came and said, Mr. City Minister, not a pushover. So, and that have put the governor and his camp in check. If you notice, since last week, after that particular utterance came out from the mouth of the APC National Secretary, everywhere has been quietened. But you saw when Bayo Nanoga came out and said what he said.
Not Bayo Nanoga.
Okay,
it was
Boala came and said what he said. Everybody was like over, but you saw the subtle reply for a member of the House of Representatives, telling him that if you say Mr. Tinubu have been adequately compensated, that means you don't know what is politics. You don't know what politics is. So they now understood. Mr. City Minister is not, I will deliver you. It's already on ground. I'm doing the work. What he did on Saturday, on Friday, was the height of it.
Now, which also brings us to another thing. Considering, like I said, I am looking at the wisdom of, certain political decisions that the governor is making in line with who will be his
rooting for
political savior. No, I'm not even looking at him rooting for president whether it is genuine or not. But I am looking at the fact that the president right now is his only ticket
to survival.
In fact, that's the only key that will open the door to his political survival now. Because, like I've always said, there is a noose hanging on his neck, which is concretized by Supreme Court judgments.
Yes.
And it's a tricky one for him. The court's process, the appeal in court can only buy him time. But can the inevitable be taken away? It will only take the president in this instance. Now, going by what the FCT minister did on Friday,
yes,
it is visible to the blind and audible to the deaf.
Of course.
Who is what in Rivers State? Who has what structure in Rivers State? Now, APC has said that they will not speak now in Rivers State crisis until the time is right, which we don't know when the time will be right.
Time will be right.
Now, considering now that the man whom they initially was antagonizing is now the one pushing the agenda of a president who, though he's working for his administration, he's not a member of that party. However, he's doing more than the governor, who is an APC governor.
Yes.
So now you look at the structure in Rivers State, you look at the renewed hope. I am now wondering, the governor's advisors, the governor should have been the person doing this. And the governor should have done this earlier. In fact, if the advisors and his handlers were
smart enough.
I don't want to use the word half smart. One would say that the moment they got whiff of this, they would have quickly
done their own.
I mean, they have the resources at their disposal. They would have quickly done their own, to a point that even when the FCT minister decides to do his own, it will be seen as more like a reactionary
measure.
It doesn't matter who planned what first. What matters was who did what first.
Instead of delaying receival of application.
And the crowd that came out and all that. Do not forget that APC National is denying to do for Rivers State Governor what they did for Enugu State Governor. In the case of Peter Mba, they changed they dissolved the state structure and allowed Governor Peter Mba to build his own party structure in the state to enable him out. But in the case of Rivers State,
nothing.
He has been denied that particular chance. Don't you think this would have been an appropriate avenue for the governor to prove to the APC National that I can fight and I can do something?
No, a lot of people have called the governor several names to buttress home his political naivety. He's politically naive and a neophyte in politics, and those around him are not helping him. You could, when Olainka, the Lere, came on air, he said he's a weak governor. So, and those that are around him, I don't know the kind of political meeting they have. But you could see from what FCT minister is doing, you could see the outcome of what politics or political meetings and gatherings.
Don't you think it's going to concretize the FCT's influence with regards to the APC National Working Committee at the end of the day?
But that is what it is. If Tony Okocha's tenure, as we heard, had been extended, and also Hope Uzodimma, who is the chief maker of Seminary Fobra now, as we hear, is saying that though APC want to organize congresses across states, but Rivers State is not inclusive. That shows you that it is already a done deal. So the governor should find another way. That's from these two things I've told you now. Uzodimma saying that, and then the national of APC handing Tony Okocha the structure, and also he was the person that flagged off the e-registration. But in other states, the governors.
It was the governors that
the governor and will be the first to be captured. So these are telling you that the APC National have already come to the realization that we cannot save this man. And if we save him, with the movement of Yusuf in Kano State, Lawrence, I told you that if Yusuf makes that move, that if the coast is clear for APC not to make a political mistake, it will be a suicide. Because now the voting bloc in Kano State is divided.
We'll still get to Kano politics.
So no, what I'm saying, I'm using it to wrap around where
how it impacts
in River State. That is what I've been studying all this while, that if that move finally materializes and the Kwankwaso did not move with him, that Tinubu will be very smart and circumspect in dealing with Wike. Because there are landmines everywhere, and his alibi.
Apart from the Kano block, the Kano voting strength,
yes.
When you mention FCT minister, you're mentioning two strategic places. You're talking of River State
and
you're talking of FCT. And mind you, no sitting president has ever won
but I have said
FCT. So probably, and the FCT minister had told the president, promised him FCT in the coming
and
elections.
You could also see what ADC is doing by pushing Obi out there.
Apart from that, you're also looking at the influence that the FCT minister has across certain states, especially
in the southeast, even in the north.
So one would say
he has built bridges.
One would say to some extent, if push should come to shove.
Who do you rely on? Is it only one state or somebody who has influence across board?
Now, for the governor who is trying to survive and who needs the support of the president, don't you think he should be more diplomatic when it comes to Renewed Hope ambassadors and coming campaigns in River State? How he's going to handle it? Because if there should be another, similar campaign, and this kind of story comes up, won't the president see it as an affront? He might let this one slide.
Yes.
But won't he see it as an affront and probably disrespect? And on the other hand,
somebody who does not want his welfare.
No, not that. But someone who is saying one thing to him and doing another thing, which will now trigger unkept agreements in the past. And how is this going to, isn't it going to strain his relationship with the president, who probably is the only person that can save him right now?
Laurentia,
what do you advise the governor?
The governor, I have no advice for the governor.
Why?
It's long we have been advising him and none have been taken. So he should have even been paying us all this while. So we have advised him enough. But what I want to say is that for Mr. FCT Minister, he has put himself in poor position. Mr. FCT Minister is in poor position. And again, Tinubu that I know will not, Tinubu that I know will not make a political mistake that will cause his downfall. And again, from what you said, if they had a wind of this particular program coming on with the application that was made, whether they want to debunk it or agree on it, it has given them a win, because there was a timeline for that event to hold, which will not be less than 2 weeks. Let me just put it like that. Like you said, so he would have quickly put up something that will counter, so that this one will be seen as a reactionary. You understand? Within 2 weeks, even if you can, whatever you can model up, that is what I'm saying. That if this application,
because it has the resources.
Lonisha, you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying, that if this application, because they will not make this application not later than 2 weeks max. Let me just take it like that. If it is not even more, that we are going to make use of social place for social event, and believe it or not, within the political circle, Wike's camp and the Fobaras camp, communications are going on.
Of course.
These moles are planted, whether you like
everywhere.
It or not. Moles are planted, so you are getting feeds. But what are you doing with your own information? Before he entered the APC,
the thing has gone off, and you saw how the assembly members quickly, without fanfare, without delaying, defected immediately on the plenary, without much ado. I don't know. This is how politics is played. You don't wait for your enemy or for you to be caught off guard. There was a feelers that he will be moving to APC.
Okay.
APC immediately. These people took advantage of that, which we never saw coming. So that is how politics is played. So if you moves in this particular camp, I've told you, see what is going on. See what is going on. You didn't tell me that those cars were purchased. Will it be in the night? Will it be within two? Is these arrangements have not been made for
probably
before now?
They have made the use of the stadium, and after that start construction.
So that is why I tell you on national television that I don't have advice for Seminary Fobra.
All right.
Because all the ones that we have given him, he has not made use of them. So why are we going to advise? The only thing is that let him play with the president and see how he can see off this remaining few months or 1 year.
I wish we have more. It may not be as easy as that. Because,
that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing.
It may not be as easy as that because there are certain cabals within the presidency that also, are also backing Governor Foba, and there are, conversations ongoing.
Yes, APC has said
I don't have much time to do
but APC,
if not, we would have
for the APC
it is not
secretary
from
to have
the
said
angle
it.
of the APC.
Okay.
I did not mention APC at all. I said within some governors, some of the presidential cabals. So there is more to this than meets the eye. But we don't have much time. I want to go on to Kano State. So
let
in
him
coming
play.
days, as things develop, one will say maybe to a large extent the governor should make it easy for the people, speaking for him. Speaking on his behalf to the president should make the job easier for them, yes?
And they know, yes, I think so, because both in Abuja and Rivers State, the safety minister has positioned himself. Because who is that minister in? We are here with Chizi the other day, and he said that this is the only minister that Mr. President and this administration can pride of.
All right.
From over time, so the president will not joke with anything pertaining Wike, and the Wike is even consolidating.
All right, very well. Moving on to Kano State. Chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, Dr. Taufik Raimi, has said the Kwakwansia political structure in Kano State will not be as formidable as the 2027 elections as it was in 2023. Speaking during an interview, Raimi noted that political dynamics in the state have changed significantly. He recalled that the margin between the votes secured by the then NNPP candidate, Governor Abba Yusuf, and the APC candidate in the 2023 governorship election was narrow. According to him, Yusuf's defection to the APC has further strengthened the party's chances in the state ahead of 2027. Raimi said the APC remains confident and is engaging its existing structures to fully integrate the governor and his supporters. While stressing that the party does not underrate its opponents, he maintains that the Kwakwansia movement had weakened, adding that shifting alliances have altered Kano's political landscape. Your take on this?
Laurentia, I laugh in $1 billion for somebody to, just like we have finished discussing River State, for somebody to take Wike for granted. It will be a political miscalculation for anybody in Kano to take Kwankwaso for granted. And the APC themselves, they know. This is just, downplaying what is the obvious. Because Kwankwaso gave a very strong fight to Ganduje. And if not for that supplementary election, we know what happened. During the last tenure, I think 2019, that ushered in the last tenure of Ganduje. So, and again, Ganduje could not reproduce his own successor. That will show you that Kwankwaso is still a very active politician, grassroots rooted, and who has followed the ancient or from the Second Republic when he started following this grassroots rooted and connecting with the grassroots, just like FCT Minister is saying. He was not in Abuja for somebody to launch. He is connecting with the grassroots. He's meeting the people can see him, and that is what has kept Kwankwaso going. So any other type of political policy you want to play in Kano State that is not capturing the downtrodden, that is not connecting with the people at the grassroots, I don't think there is much in route you can make. And be that as it may, I've not seen the clear picture of from where the policies and programs of the governor, Yusuf, is coming from. You see the Kwankwasia project, the Kwankwasia program and manifesto. So is he going to suddenly form his own manifesto? Because he rode on an existing structure. And we know that it will not be easy for him. He might win because of the power of incumbency, but APC will find it difficult like they did the other time. That's why I'm telling you that Rivers State and South will be the battleground to decide what happens in any national election. It has been taken away from Kano State and Borno. After I said this the other time we met here, that South with Wike has positioned themselves. Bayelsa governor, who was Hideto in PDP, and Jonathan is neither here nor there. Saraki Diskin is, I don't think he has a lot of clout now in Bayelsa. Temi Priseva is still moving from one place to another. So, with the influence of Wike's supporters, you may recall when they wanted to organize a welcome for the FCT minister, Mr. President, they wanted to organize a program there. The Ediri refused and all that, to show you that Wike also has his foot soldiers in Bayelsa State. Are you talking about where Dan Obi is in Edo State? No, what I'm saying is that here, this Kano State, why I'm saying that is that the APC should not overprice themselves in making an inroad in when it comes to the presidential election. Even the governorship will be very difficult if even what I'm seeing, because now that Ganduje came back and allied with him, we have also seen what Ganduje. The only thing that Ganduje will gain is that maybe most of those cases that have been instituted, resurrected, and decided against him will be kept aside for now. But I don't even see his own Ganduje's political foot in Kano since he left as the governor. So for him now to be the one, I saw on national television backing Yusuf, which is also a new fight.
Now, let's look at it. You have looked at that perspective.
Yes.
Now, let's look at it more critically. Number one.
Yes.
Has the defection of Governor Yusuf affected the political strength of Kwankwaso? The answer is
yes. Answer is no.
Hold on.
Okay.
You've answered.
For me,
now
no.
I am playing the devil's advocate. You will still react to that. NMPP is a core. Kano State is a core NMPP state.
Yes.
And both local governments, state assemblies, all that, basically all of them are NMPP.
National Assembly too.
Now, you have a governor who was also a core NMPP person, defect, and he didn't just defect. He defected with majority of his state assembly.
Yes. Defected
with more than half of the local government. What does that tell you? Elections on its own is grassroots. Election is local. So the fact that he has defected, and of course, you agree with me that Ganduje didn't wake up and defect. Ganduje was having a whole lot of consultations.
No, Yusuf,
sorry, was having a whole lot of consultations with the president, was having consultations with different stakeholders, made sure that he moved with a substantial NMPP structure. Down to, now, apart from that, In the presidential election in Kano State, let's just say, okay, if we move with the assertion that the president will still not win Kano State, then you cannot deny the fact that the Kwakwanso's vote will be divided. It will be decimated. First of all, Ganduje walked alone and still gave Kwakwanso some run. Kwakwanso won, yes, but Ganduje still garnered some healthy amount of votes. You cannot sweep that under the carpet.
And Kwakwanso scored what?
It doesn't matter at that point. Did Kwakwanso win? Yes. Was the margin big? Yes. But did Ganduje also get a reasonable number of votes? The answer is yes. Now you have a governor with the power of incumbency who moved with a reasonable structure, and those structures have people that are loyal to them. All of them were Kwakwanso people. And you're saying that the votes will not be moved. It's still the way it is. I need you to make this political assertion make sense.
Yes, Laurentia, you know why I said that, I said emphatic no. The movement of Abba Yusuf will not in any way whittle down the strength of the Kwankwasia movement. When he came in, when he was picked to run for the governorship seat in 2022-2023, the House of Assembly, the chairman of local governments, the National Assembly members, even at then, we are all APC. We are APC. And just like what Labour Party did in Nigeria, the NMPP, you also remember that it was not even long before the election that he had this arrangement. Kwankwaso was looking for a platform, and he now went and got an NMPP. It was not his party before then. So why I am saying that it does not whittle down is the man is grassrooted, and he has declared that day a day of the world's biggest betrayer. And now I say, even if he calls that, what are we going to call the one that happened in the River State? If he can term that, at least somebody that have been loyal all this while to him, moving with him, even the Emirate and all that, try to play with him. But in River State, what did we see? So now that he has moved with those he moved with 22 members of the House of Assembly, remaining 2. He moved with all the local government chairmen, according to him. 9 out of the 12 members of National House of Assembly, good and fine. But the question will be, what was the position? Who were the party? Or who was the party holding those positions hitherto to the coming in? NMPP came in. That will answer the question. That's where I hit it. So he doesn't need, just like when they were saying Obi's structure was on social media, this and that. It was audio. But when it came to came to push, what happened? Nigerian state did not believe that he would be struggling to see how to smart an election, the figures of somebody whom they say was not on ground, that has no structure. It is what happened in Kano State. One person came in and took all. So, given that scenario and what played out, even with the federal might and with even this man, with the affinity that Ganduje had with the presidency and all that, it was even just to remove the shame from him that they gave him national acting chairman. And that, I am telling you, Kwankwaso will not lose sleep.
All right.
Because of this movement.
Fingers crossed.
Because the only thing that I'm giving them that it might be because of the way our elections are conducted in Nigeria, they might get the governor, but coming to what you call maybe houses of assembly, National House of Assembly, and the local government.
It's going to be a tough run.
Any party that Kwankwaso is hibernating with will carry the day in Kano State.
And you did not speak on what will happen in the presidential election.
No, the presidential, I told you that Mr. President, I've said that already, Mr. President should forget about the votes that will help him win election in Kano State.
What you're saying is that the president cannot win Kano State.
No, he cannot win substantial vote in Kano State.
Substantial
vote in Kano State.
That
will make him
And you do not believe that Kwakwanso's vote will be reduced by that defection?
Where Kwankwaso will only struggle is during the governorship. But I'm telling you for free, those people that have gone from the House of Assembly following the governor, they have committed a political suicide and miscalculation. They know already. They know, because this politics in Kano is local. And who is the local? Even to the extent of, you know, the former governor in, Shakrao? Shakrao have been reduced to political nothing in Kano State. So immediately after, that's what they are saying in Rivers State. Sorry to use Rivers. They said, why will he be Wike alone? Odele was he not a governor? Odele, after the miscalculation he did, and the marriage did not go well with him and La Obasanjo, he went to sleep. We don't hear him. Just like what happened to Jonathan. Will you be talking about Bayelsa State and talking about Jonathan to come and mobilize vote for you? His foot is not on ground. Then when Amechi did, you saw what Amechi did his own. You know, he went to Abuja and concentrated in Abuja. Was he coming back? Then Wike consolidated and he's still on it. That is how politics is. Not when you exit office, you now be hoping on your former glory. No, politics is not like that. Power is not served a la carte. It's not given, it's taken. That is why somebody like Tinubu could still decide what happens in Lagos State. Because they did not go to sleep. Most of those governors that came with Tinubu, how many of them are kingmakers? How many of them today are kingmakers? So that is what played out with Kwankwaso, that made Kwankwaso to be a political force in Nigeria, not only in Kano. That he is a bride that everybody wants to cut. See, Laurentia, let me tell you that why APC will not joke with somebody like Wike is that Wike has positioned himself, and he said that those who want to use them and dump them are half smart. And that particular statement vibrates across board, both to Seminary Fobara's camp and the camp of Mr. President. You can't use us, and you are now playing this one. You say you are half smart. And you know what that means? Is that because ADP is there, and given what I told you here, that PDP will not die. When the appeal court has quashed the Kangaroo Congress, the National Congress that was in Ibadan, what does it mean now? Wike and his own faction now are the main authentic PDP.
They are the
but that is what they have lineage.
No. What the court did was to nullify the National Congress, which reversed everything to status quo, which means it's still the Damagun faction versus
and Anyanwu is there.
Anyanwu faction.
Anyanwu is there.
No, Anyanwu is no longer there. Recall that this PDP National Convention, the secretary of the party has to issue notice. Anyanwu did not issue that notice.
But that's why Anyanwu is still a member of Damagun.
Anyanwu is no longer a member, because recall that a whole lot of things. If the National Congress, oh Lord, if the National Convention was annulled by the court, it means that the expulsion of Senator Anyanwu, Wike and others are also invalid, because it was done during the National Convention. Anyway, PDP matter is another, it's conversation for another day.
I'm not doing it to say that Mr. FCT minister is still in pole position. He's still the bride. That both ADC, for him to make
we are discussing Kano State, and somehow you cannot speak without bringing the FCT minister
I'm bringing in the person of FCT minister and what Kwankwaso represents in the Nigerian polity.
Okay.
That is where I called Mr. FCT minister. I said the grassrooted and the national the national outlook of what Kwankwaso means. Both in his state and national. That's where I came that the ADC is cutting him, APC is cutting him, which are not giving the. Then Mr. FCT minister, if somebody wants to play smart and he decides to give PDP an oxygen, and the ADC, they are already there, and the Kwankwaso who is looking for a life support goes either way.
Or decides to patch with PDP.
That is what
the whole 2027 become more interesting.
The whole whatever that Mr. President is doing comes to naught.
All right, very well.
That's why I told you that he cannot. APC cannot trade Wike and his support for
somehow you have moved from Kano State to
given what has happened in Kano.
It's okay. Thank you very much.
Given what happened in Kano.
It's okay.
So the political
from Kano State
is still very, very open.
All right.
It's still very open. So Mr. President and the Yusuf, who has cross-carpeted,
should find a way to woo Kwakwanso.
They will not agree on Kwakwanso's terms. His terms are the stakes are high for him.
All right.
For them to renege in admitting him, it will be difficult for them at the APC national. They are not looking at only state. Kwakwanso is not looking only at the state level.
He's also looking at the national level.
He wants to have a foot at the national level.
All right.
If they are not ready to give him. So, but now that he has moved, Mr. President should not say it's Uhuru and try to listen to dissenting voices and try to play what I don't understand in River State. It will really make him to struggle.
All right.
2027.
Very well. Thank you so much, Ugochukwu. It's a pleasure having you today and your in-depth analysis. Thank you very much.
We are in Nigeria and we are following. Nigeria is a very sweet and nice country, especially in politics. And the political atmosphere is shaping. Anybody who is still sleeping on the bicycle, thinking that they are waiting for INEC to... What happened on Friday in River State was not a political campaign. Somebody is consolidating his structure.
All right.
And that is what... And 354... That's what Mr. City did before the 2023 election, that he appointed liaison ward officers. And it delivered him and Mr. President. And now he has already done that, which I have told you that the man is a political jagaban.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. It's a pleasure having you. And thank you so much our viewers for always staying connected to us. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Air. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news, events, coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. You can also watch us on Avo TV, Niger TV, and Ifastech TV platform. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X, Atlantic TV Net. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Laurentia Ugu. See you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.
Representing people, Mr.